Imagine a world where your digital ambitions are not just met, but exceeded. Where businesses don't adapt, but lead through innovation. Where telecom is not just about connectivity, it's about empowering enterprises. While traditional telcos are immersed in mobile services and system integrators in software, we saw an opportunity to innovate. As a pioneering ComTech player, we're not just participating, we're leading the charge with a customer-centric platform that's all about innovation, about transformation, about our customers. We are revolutionizing the landscape with curated digital solutions, which are scalable, secure, and differentiated. Join us as we move beyond connectivity to transformation. We are Tata Communications, a leading ComTech player.
When bringing the internet to India became our achievement, transforming into a Tier 1 network became our goal. When connecting businesses globally became our mission, delivering next-gen digital platform services became our vision. When metamorphosing into a digital ecosystem enabler became our driver, creating the digital fabric to power the future became our catalyzer. Synthesizing hyper-intelligent technology to unleash the next big step forward. This is what defines us. It's our DNA and our reason to be. And it empowers us to constantly transform ourselves and the world's largest enterprises. Together, we will be the transformation that the world wants to see. We are Tata Communications, a leading ComTech player.
In a free enterprise, the community is not just another stakeholder in business, but in fact, the very purpose of its existence. In these words, Jamshedji Tata captured the timeless truth that business thrives when it serves a higher purpose, where our choices and actions are a step towards a better and inclusive world. We step into the world with a simple yet profound vision: to create connected societies to advance the well-being of people and the planet. With this inspirational vision, at Tata Communications, we are driven to build cohesive communities that prioritize the well-being of people. This is why the key change makers in the field of education are paving the way for a brighter and equitable future for all. In the aspirational district of Nuh in Haryana, a transformation is taking place. A transformation that's shaping a brighter future for young minds. With a new education worldview, or a new primary education is being reformed. Nuh is a district where generations have not seen the light of education, but gradually things are changing. ANEW is integrating technology into the curriculum of first-generation learners, raising learning levels and reducing dropout rates. This has been made possible with the help of Sanginis and Karuna Fellows. Sanginis, the female volunteers from the community, provide remedial classes to children, while Karuna Fellows are offered a full-fledged 2-year fellowship program, which equips them with the required skills to be a change maker. More than 109 capacity building sessions were conducted for Sanginis. About 824 girl students benefited from this scheme. Education leads to empowerment, and this is why the School of Hope and Empowerment, or SHE, is educating women to become entrepreneurs and lead the change. The School of Hope and Empowerment is supporting women entrepreneurs in Bihar and Odisha to start and run their businesses with the help of video series created by experts. These videos help these women to learn diverse skills, life skills, organizational skills, management skills, and much more to develop an entrepreneurial mindset. This in turn empowers women to become self-reliant and strengthen the society. This project has made significant strides, and the videos have been consumed by over 25 lakh people across 38 districts, including 13 aspirational districts of Bihar. The drive to empower women doesn't end here. In the states of Odisha and Jharkhand, where some of the most vulnerable women struggle to make ends meet, there is a beacon of hope called Mobile Connections to promote women's economic development, or Empowered. In rural India, there has always been a significant gender gap in mobile phone usage. Recognizing this challenge, Tata Communications stepped in to provide 2,800 women with instant access to vital information about government schemes. Women were provided with training and financial support to enhance their economic prospects. An important aspect of this initiative is the development of a custom mobile app, which has proven invaluable in helping women embrace better practices in agriculture, livestock management, and business operations. People and the planet coexist, and this is why it is equally important to protect and preserve our planet. One such step taken in this direction is Naneer. At Nagantangal Lake, Naneer is breathing life into the land. The rejuvenation of Nagantangal Lake is not a solitary attempt. It is a testament to the collective spirit of conservation. With the desilting work complete, it has also helped in the groundwater discharge to the city. Additionally, to maintain and sustain the lake, the Blue Green Center here educates people across all age groups about the importance of flora, fauna, and biodiversity. 2,000 shrubs and 3,000 trees later, the lake welcomed 4,500 visitors, celebrating biodiversity. In addition to Naneer, the Climate Resilient Villages program is making life better for people in the Garo Hills region of Meghalaya. This project aims at improving access to clean energy and health through solar electrification. This has been made possible by bringing solar power to 210 households in villages that don't have electricity. 5 primary healthcare centers are equipped with solar power, helping more than 4,500 beneficiaries. And to protect the environment, clean cook stoves have been distributed to 6,050 families. These cook stoves use less firewood and create fewer harmful gases in the air. This initiative is not just benefiting people, but is also preserving our planet. Integrating sustainability throughout the operational value chain is also at the core of our corporate strategy. This is why sustainability metrics are included in the corporate scorecard to track our progress. The primary focus has been on reducing our carbon footprint through increased utilization of renewable energy, enhanced energy efficiency, and the provision of low-carbon solutions to customers. Tata Communications has identified renewable energy initiatives in various locations aimed at enhancing our energy consumption practices. Our commitment extends to achieving an annual energy reduction target of 7%. In terms of customer offerings, products and services are being designed to assist in conserving energy and diminishing greenhouse gas emissions. These efforts span a range of sectors, including network technology, the Internet of Things or IoT, manufacturing execution systems or MES, cloud services, and collaborative business tools. Furthermore, initiatives are being taken to diminish emissions within the supply chain by collaborating with the suppliers. While our CSR activities are focused to drive ahead with purpose and impact people and the planet, we are bringing a change within the walls of Tata Communications as well. The Global Employee Volunteering Program is at the heart of everything we do at Tata Communications, and it has helped the employees to channel their energy for a greater cause. In financial year 23, our incredible team made a difference. 13,947 volunteers, 1,49,814 lives impacted, and 71,757 hours of volunteering. Our dedication and collective effort enabled us to achieve an impressive per capita figure of 5.2, exceeding the Tata Group aspiration of 4 per capita. In financial year 23, Tata Communications CSR efforts impacted more than 3 million people. 19 projects were implemented covering about 26 states in India, and more than 40% of the impacted people were Dalits and tribals. We collaborated with 15 NGO partners nationwide, and more than 65% women received support through our initiatives. From the classrooms of hope to the heart of communities, from nurturing the land to caring for lives, and from empowering dreams to being the change we wish to see, Tata Communications is committed to creating a world where we can turn the ordinary into extraordinary. Change starts with us, and it's a journey worth every step.
Good morning, shareholders. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the 38th Annual General Meeting of Tata Communications Limited. This meeting is being held through video conferencing and has been convened in accordance with the relevant circulars issued by MCA and SEBI. The company has taken all necessary steps to ensure that all shareholders are provided with an opportunity to participate in the AGM through video conferencing. The proceedings of this meeting are being webcast live on NSDL platform. In accordance with the Articles of Association of the company, Ms. Renuka Ramnath, Chairperson of the Board of Directors, will chair the meeting. Although most of the shareholders would be well versed with the procedure to participate through video conferencing means, let me quickly take you through the steps for participation. All the shareholders have, by default, been put on mute to avoid any background noise. All the question and answer session, the name of the shareholders who have registered themselves as speakers will be announced one by one. Each speaker shareholder will then be given an option by the moderator to unmute themselves and may then express their views and ask their questions. To display the video, speaker shareholders can click the video button once on their device. It will take a few seconds for the video to come on. Shareholders are requested not to repeatedly click on the video button till the video is displayed. If the shareholder cannot activate the video for any reason, he or she may continue speaking through the audio mode. Speaker shareholders are requested to use their headphones with mic so that they are clearly audible and the background noise is minimal. We also request shareholders to speak steady and loud so that we can note down the questions properly. Speaker shareholders are requested to ensure that their Wi-Fi connections are not being used for any other purpose and that there are no other applications running in the background. Please ensure proper lighting in order to have a good audio and video experience for the meeting. In case a speaker shareholder is experiencing any connectivity problem at their end, we will request the next shareholder to speak. Once the connectivity problems are resolved, the shareholder will be requested to speak again after other registered shareholders have completed speaking. All the shareholders are requested to limit their speaking time to 3 minutes each. If you have any additional questions, you may email them to us on investor.relations@tatacommunications.com. For any technical issues faced by the shareholders at their end during the AGM, they may contact the helpline numbers mentioned in the AGM notice. We have the requisite quorum in attendance through video conferencing, and with the permission of the chairman, I call the meeting to order. I'd like to inform you that the representatives of our promoters, Tata Sons Private Limited and Panaton Finvest Limited, have joined this meeting through video conferencing. We also have representatives of Messrs. S.R. Bartley and Associates LLP, Statutory Auditors, Mr. Upendra Shukla, Secretarial Auditor, Ms. Ketki D. Visaria, Cost Auditor, attending this meeting. Representatives of Messrs. Parikh and Associates, who have been appointed as scrutinizers for the e-voting process, are also attending the meeting through video conferencing. The e-voting facility is open for shareholders attending the meeting who have not voted earlier through remote e-voting and will remain open for 15 minutes after the conclusion of the meeting. Shareholders may cast their votes electronically on the NSTL e-voting platform during this time. There will be no proposing or seconding of the resolutions. The directors of the company are attending this meeting from our registered office at VSP Fort, Mumbai. I'll now request each of the directors to introduce themselves. May we start with Ms. Renuka Ramnath, Chairperson.
Good morning, shareholders. I am Renuka Ramnath, and I am the Chairperson of the Board and an independent director. I also chair the Audit Committee of the company, and I am a member of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee.
Thank you. Mr. A.S. Lakshmi Narayanan.
Good morning, shareholders. I am A.S. Lakshmi Narayanan, Managing Director and CEO of Tata Communications. I'm a member of Stakeholders Relationship Committee and the Corporate Social Responsibility, Safety and Sustainability Committees.
Thank you.
Good morning, shareholders. I am Krishna Kumar Natarajan, and I am an independent director on the board. I chair the Nominations and Remunerations Committee, Stakeholder Relationship Committee, and Corporate Social Responsibility, Safety and Sustainability Committee. I am also a member of the Audit Committee and Risk Management Committee.
Thank you. Mr. Ashok Sinha.
Good morning, shareholders. I am Ashok Sinha. I am an independent director on the board. I chair the Risk Management Committee, and I am a member of the Audit Committee and Corporate Social Responsibility, Safety and Sustainability Committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. N.G. Subramaniam.
Good morning, shareholders. I am N. Ganapati Subramaniam, a non-executive director on the board and a member of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee.
Thank you. Mr. Ankur Verma.
Good morning, shareholders. I am Ankur Verma, a non-executive director on the board and a member of the Audit Committee and Stakeholder Relationship Committee.
Thank you. Alongside the directors, we also have with us our Chief Financial Officer.
Good morning, shareholders. My name is Kabir Ahmed Shakir, and I am the Chief Financial Officer of Tata Communications.
Thank you. The notice and the integrated annual report containing the director's report, report of the statutory and secretarial auditors, and financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2024 have been sent to the shareholders through electronic mode. With the permission of the shareholders, I take the notice of the meeting as read. As mentioned in the AGM notice, the following resolutions are proposed for the approval of shareholders. Adoption of audited standalone financial statements for FY 23-24. Adoption of consolidated financial statements for FY 23-24. Declaration of dividend of rupees 16 and 70 paise per equity share. Appointment of Mr. N. Ganapati Subramaniam as director liable to retire by rotation. Ratification of cost auditors remuneration for FY 24-25. Reappointment of Mr. A.S. Lakshmi Narayanan as Managing Director and CEO and approval on the terms and conditions of his appointment. The reports of the statutory auditors on the standalone and consolidated financial statements and secretarial auditor do not contain any qualifications or adverse remarks. With the consent of the shareholders, I will take the reports of the statutory auditors and secretarial auditor as read. The registers as mandated under the Companies Act and the documents specified in the AGM notice are available for inspection by the shareholders. I now request Ms. Renuka Ramnath, Chairperson of the meeting, to address the shareholders.
Good morning. Dear shareholders, as the Chairperson of your company and on behalf of my colleagues, the Board of Directors of TCL and the management team, I am very pleased to welcome all of you to this 38th Annual General Meeting of Tata Communications Limited. I'd like to begin my speech by extending huge appreciation to all of you, to our customers, our partners, and to all our stakeholders for their steadfast support and trust over the years. I wish to acknowledge the relentless efforts and invaluable contribution of the management and our entire team at Tata Communications throughout the year. This is my 10th year on the board, and please permit me to reminisce the 10-year journey with you. I joined this board in December 10 years back, and have served this board as the chair for the last 7 years. At least both of us have passed the endurance test. I complete my tenure in this December. As I stand before you and make my final address as the chairperson of the board, I would like to look back and share the journey with a great sense of pride and joy in what we have been able to achieve together. I feel most honored and privileged to have had the opportunity to be a part of some great transformational shifts, both within the organization and externally, that this company has done over the years, which has put TCL in a position of leadership in an industry that is redefining itself at the very core. The happiest news is that today the market cap of your company is above 50,000 crores, a 8x improvement in the last decade. We are now part of the MSCI Standard Index. These indicators give us the confidence that indeed your company is progressing in the right direction and making efforts to being valued positively and appropriately by the markets. Alongside my board colleagues, present and past, and extremely talented management team, we have navigated very severe challenges, celebrated successes, and forged a path of sustainable growth and resilience. Your confidence, your trust and belief in us, our shareholders, in our vision and strategy has been instrumental in driving us to achieve these milestones. I remember my first address to you as the chairperson of this board way back in 2017. We called ourselves at that time a leading global telecom player. We have come a long way from that today, from those days of being a pure telco providing connectivity services, wholesale voice telephony. Today we are a leading global comtech player, offering a robust digital fabric of solutions to enterprises. Today, our digital portfolio contributes to 41% of the data revenues from what was absolutely negligible 10 years back. Over the years, we have been successful in carving out a differentiated market segment for ourselves. Indeed, your company has been an excellent case study on a very successful transformation in an ever-evolving industry. Now, coming specifically to the performance of 2023-24, I'm extremely pleased to share that 24 has been a milestone year for the company, a year of robust growth of our revenues, and our revenues surpass the 20,000 crore mark. It marks a significant testament in our pivot to becoming a leading global comtech player, as over 80% of the incremental revenue for this year came from digital services. Over the last few years, your company has done a commendable job of reducing its debt significantly. Today, our balance sheet is much healthier. It is on account of a truly commendable effort from our management and employees. As all of you know, nothing can be a happenstance in a large multinational company like your company. The joint effort of the business team and the finance team in keeping a scrupulous watch on every item of the P&L and balance sheet is what has delivered this outstanding result. I cannot forget my days of nervousness on the board of this company when the debt to EBITDA ratios were completely out of whack, and the very survival of the company could have been under question if it was not a Tata Group company. From that level of balance sheet to come to a net EBITDA ratio today at a 2.2 times, which is an admirable number for any high-performing company, we have demonstrated that teamwork to get to excellence. And it is not just about managing leverage. It's the ability to be able to fund both our organic and inorganic growth by using our balance sheet without diluting our shareholder, which has been an even more admirable achievement of this management. In FY24 alone, we have invested $600 million into your business, including our inorganic investments of about $360 million. And all of this has been financed just on the strength of your balance sheet without raising any equity, diluting any of you as a shareholder. A healthier balance sheet has given us the confidence to drive very large-scale integrations, to derive benefits of the joint wins, to venture into new market segments. And it has been a very fulfilling journey for all of us on the board to witness this happening in TCL. The other big call out, which I'd like to emphasize, because even today people wonder whether TCL is just a voice company, does it just provide overseas communication network? Today, your company is a leading global comtech player. From a pure telecom company to becoming a global comtech player, to be able to implement a new strategic direction, a cultural transformation within the organization is critical, and that has already happened. This is reflected in the change in the hiring over the years. We were earlier hiring network engineers. Today, we also hire software developers from hyperscalers and from global technology players. As we made the strategic shift from selling products to platforms, we also changed the way we tracked internal performance. We no longer track product penetration ratio. We look at the customer relevance quotient. The shift to a platform model has enabled us to enhance the core product value by introducing new consumption models and data monetization capabilities, resulting in additional value creation, improved customer experience, and newer revenue channels, resulting in improved profitability. All of these changes has made us not just profitable to live, to see more value creation for the future, but more importantly, we have remained relevant in our ecosystem for our customers. Enterprises understand the importance of digital transformation and how it can mean the difference between thriving or going under. The COVID-19 pandemic taught us that network transformation is not a cost conversation, but a survival conversation. This is precisely the reason that despite macro challenges of inflation, geopolitical uncertainties, talent scarcity, and supply chain issues, the ICT sector is expected to witness continued growth. Now, coming to the role played by your company in this hyper-connected world. Today, there is a parallel infrastructure in the making. That is the digital infrastructure. This is the backbone that will support the hyper-connected ecosystem world. A world where everything happens in real time, and a world that is always on, always connected. This connectedness will be extremely critical. From the shop floor of a factory to the automobiles on the road, everything will be visible on the network, and there will be seamless collaboration among all actors, enabling the ecosystem to be intelligent and always learning. We at Tata Communications will continue to empower this hyper-connected world through our digital fabric of solutions, which is a combination of 4 elements. There is a network fabric, There is an interaction fabric, there is a cloud and security fabric, and an IoT fabric. Our digital fabric of solutions has helped us carve a unique space for ourselves. We are B2B specialists, and each component of our digital fabric has been designed utilizing the deep knowledge of enterprises that we have developed over the years. We continue to innovate and invest in our digital fabric, making it more robust and adding new capabilities. We have invested $130 million over the last 2 years into our Stage 1-3-30 program for launching and scaling new products and services. We have built new platforms like ISO Multi-Cloud Connect and have been dedicatedly strengthening our offerings with additional features to address challenges faced by enterprises in an ever-evolving business scenario. We have been investing in our core network to make it more intelligent. In India, we have launched the Finance ISO Cloud, a purpose-built, multi-tenanted cloud, compliant with all required regulations, and have also launched the Tata Communications Cloud Light platform, which will help us in delivering edge solutions to enterprises. The other big thing that is happening in the environment is AI. We are not going to be left behind in the adoption of AI for serving our customers better. Your company is making significant investments in AI, and we are excited to usher in the world of AI with all its possibilities to our customers. AI will unleash the human potential like never before, and I'm glad that your company can have a meaningful role in accelerating that journey. We are amongst the first few companies in India to have partnered NVIDIA to develop an AI cloud. Through our digital fabric, we are also well poised to capture the AI opportunity. We are ready to make the big leap and are invested in this for the long term. We are proud to be able to support the Government of India in their AI vision and spearhead the AI revolution in the country. We introduced a state-of-the-art, cloud-based 5G roaming lab for mobile network operators to carry out trials for 5G use cases. Now, coming to the acquisitions that have been made during the year. We have been investing for scale. We have become much bolder in our approach to inorganic investments as we take this company to become a global Comtech player of relevance and scale. Your company has done 2 very significant acquisitions last year. One is Kalera, which is a CPaaS company, and the other is Switch, which is a media and entertainment services company. Both these companies are supporting your company's aspiration in the international markets. With Switch coming in, we are reimagining our media business. Live production is a significant addition to our portfolio of services. A new way in which the business is getting defined in media is create, capture, and transmit. I'm happy to report that we have made initial progress and have been able to harness early synergies between these 2 organizations and TCL. We are in this game for a very long term, and the full synergy benefits will accrue to the company over the years in the form of both revenue expansion and growth in profitability matrices. All of this has helped us to expand our target addressable market significantly, and it gives us the confidence to stand by our aspiration to double data revenue by FY27. Today, we are leaders in India and are expanding our presence in the global markets. In India, we want to continue strengthening our foothold, and in international markets, we want to grow to become formidable challengers. Even with significant investments in the organic and inorganic initiatives, we have delivered a very strong financial performance in FY24 with our net debt to EBITDA at 2.2 times, our ROCE at 18.8%, and our EBITDA margin at a healthy 20.2%. A notable 21.9% growth in the data segment served as the base for our data revenues to cross the 17,000 crore mark and the overall revenue to cross the 20,000 crore mark. So your company is not doing these significant acquisitions and investments at the cost of near-term profitability, which is a further testament to how well Lakshmi has engineered the internal organization where the business groups and the finance groups work as one team to keep a tight focus on the near-term profitability without sacrificing the long-term potential of your company. As all of us know, sustainability is here and now. We have to take care of our planet, we have to take care of our people, and we have to take care of our society. Who better than Tata Group companies to set the benchmark on sustainability? Your company has made tremendous strides in incorporating sustainability in every aspect of its business. Our sustainability framework is split across people, planet, and community, and we have progressed on all fronts. Recently, your company announced the adoption of a sustainability-linked loan framework to align our future long-term debt financing with our environmental commitments. And I'm sure you're very, very proud to learn about this today. Unlike the traditional loans, loans aligned to this SLL framework have margins tied to specific carbon emission reduction targets, incentivizing continuous improvement in sustainability. By linking loan margins to measurable targets, we have demonstrated our commitment to quantifiable results, allowing stakeholders to track progress. I'm also very happy to highlight that another key achievement of this fiscal in our sustainability initiatives, the approval of our sustainability targets by Science Based Target Initiative, or SBTI, which is a collaboration between the Carbon Disclosure Project, the United Nations Global Impact Compact, World Resources Institute, and WWF for Nature. We also remain committed to a sustainable dividend policy. I'm sure you're very happy to see how the board, along with the management, is focused on taking care of all stakeholders. We are not diluting the shareholders. We are not declaring dividends to keep the money for growth. And yet, we are achieving the growth by very systematic, manageable borrowing, keeping all aspects of finance and expectations of all stakeholders in mind. I'm very pleased to share that the board has declared a final dividend of 16 rupees 70 paise per share, reinforcing our commitment to your expectations as shareholders. Before I conclude, on behalf of the entire board, I want to express my deep gratitude to the management. It's been a phenomenally exhilarating experience for me personally to witness the transformation in this company under the able hand of leadership by Lakshmi, hugely supported by a highly competent and committed team. Our employees, our customers, our business associates, our partners, for their sincere support to the company and hard work over the years to make this transformation a hugely successful one. I'd like to thank the Department of Telecom. I'd like to thank Ministry of Information and Broadcasting for their cooperation. I would like to thank all of you shareholders for your valuable support over the years and the belief that you placed in us as we went through this difficult journey of transformation. on a very delicate balance sheet. As I come to the end of my address today, I want to thank each one of you very sincerely from the bottom of my heart. It's been a great honor and pleasure for me to chair this board and receive the support and confidence from each of you during my tenure on this board. It has been a great privilege to lead this esteemed company alongside our very dedicated board and talented management team. I'm grateful to all my colleagues on the board, both present and past colleagues with whom I've had the opportunity to share this board, for their invaluable insights, for their strategic guidance, and an unwavering commitment to our shared goals. Their diverse expertise and dedication have been instrumental in shaping our strategic direction and driving a process of collective change and success. I want to take this opportunity to very sincerely express my gratitude to the Tata Group for their trust and unstinted support towards your company, especially during the challenging times that has resulted in your company today becoming a highly profitable and a hugely desirable global comtech player. As I reflect on our journey together, I'm confident that the foundation that has been built in your company will continue to propel its growth for several years into prosperity driven by innovation. I'll continue to watch your company's success and cheer on as it achieves the various milestones. I'm very much part of the 5-year plan, and as I see this company blossom further in future, I would be there silently applauding for this management team and thanking all of you shareholders. Before I sign off, thank you for this opportunity to be part of this great journey of transformation, which has been, for me, as much a learning experience as it has been an experience in leadership. I now request the Lakshmi behind TCL, our CEO, Lakshmi Narayan, to address all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Renuka. That was a passionate, and all the information has been shared. I will try to add a few more color. I'll just look back at some of the key matrices. Talk a little bit more about our digital fabric and what it means to us and our customers. And I'll cover some of the enablers as detailed in the annual report. Firstly, as mentioned by the chairperson, last year in FY24 was a very eventful year. Saw a huge jump in the data growth. We did 3 acquisitions, and we are well into the process of integration, which I'll cover a little bit later on. Our number of $1 million customers increased and improved significantly last year. And also, for the first time, we talked about our $5 million customers, and here again, a significant number of additions was in this band of customers. If I look back over the last 4 years, the digital portfolio has grown significantly, a growth of 19.6% CAGR, today standing at 7,053 crores. And as mentioned before, the digital portfolio contributes to 41% of our overall data revenues. A good thing is across all of the product portfolios, whether it's the collaboration and managed CPaaS, which is our interaction fabric, the cloud and security fabric, and each one of those which you see in the charts, they have all grown quite well in the last 4 years. Of course, in the interaction fabric, the growth has been aided by the acquisition, and similarly in the media, the growth has been aided by the Switch acquisition. But you can see in the cloud and security and in the next-gen connectivity, all of them have significantly grown in the last 4 years. Talking about the hyper-connected ecosystems, we are convinced that all the enterprises world over are moving into a world of what we call as hyper-connected ecosystem. The enterprises were always connected to each other, but what is different in a hyper-connected ecosystem world is, it's characterized by what we think are these 4 characters. Everything will be happening real time, as we already notice. there is a need and a desire to be always on, anywhere on, not just of people, but also of things, cars being always connected, for example. The third is all of the people, all of the things within the ecosystems are going to be seamlessly collaborating with each other. And lastly, this ecosystem is going to become more and more intelligent and always learning. This is the world to which all our customers are moving towards. And in this ecosystem, our whole goal is to be relevant to them in helping in their journey. And our ambition is to become the digital fabric, enabling all enterprises to succeed in this hyper-connected system world. And what is our digital fabric? Our digital fabric is composed of these four components: the network fabric, the cloud security fabric, the interaction fabric, and the IoT fabric. And today, we are able to differentiate in the market because we are enterprise focused and B2B specialist. And what it means is we are able to curate these digital solutions for them, wrap it around with services, and deliver holistically and solve the problems of the customer. It's underpinned by a very strong and performant network, which is capable, and today 35% of internet routes are published on our network, a very powerful network, and an ecosystem of relationships that we have crafted and curated over the past years around the globe, so that we are able to serve our customers in over 170 countries. And our portfolio is now got truly the breadth and depth to be able to become the digital fabric for the enterprise customers. What are the kind of challenges that we see that our enterprise customers are dealing with in the area of network? There is a very strong convergence of network and security, convergence of wired and wireless networking, and this is increasing the complexity. The need to modernize the networks is there because of the evolving landscape of applications going to cloud. Cloud and security is becoming more complex because the surface area of threats are increasing, not just in the IT world, but also in the IoT world. In the interaction fabric, similarly, there are multiple channels of interactions today, which is very much fragmented through SMS and multiple channels. And tomorrow, there is going to be a lot more of convergence of these channels, and AI and ML will become even more prominent to be able to drive more personalized interactions for the B2C world. In the IoT world, the integration of hardware and the software in IoT platforms are increasing. And the complexity of multimodal connectivity, which is across multiple technologies, be it Wi-Fi, be it cellular, be it satellite, and all of these will have to coexist in order to deliver the value to the customers. And more, there is going to be intelligence at the edge, and edge computing will become prominent. And these are the trends and opportunities that we want to capitalize on. In the media world, there is an increasing trend for more personalized content. There's a lot more of video content being consumed by all of us on an everyday basis, and the emergence of cloud gaming and interactivity is increasing. This is a very large market for us to address, and we are present across the value chain of video transmission, video production, and to be able to deliver all of that through our media cloud and media hub that we are developing. We have several marquee customers, as you see in the slide. We're very proud of the ability to address worldwide sporting events. Live sporting events is even more consumed today. That's the largest consumption of any type of event. The sporting events are, and is becoming more and more expensive for our customers to bid for these contents, and they are looking for the most efficient way to deliver through both transport and the digital suite of solutions that we offer to customers. I mentioned to you about the acquisitions that we did, both the Switch, Kalera, and Oasis. All of these integrations, our number one priority is to integrate them very well, and that's where last year bulk of our efforts have been to. And in Switch, for example, this year in May we would complete 1 year of integration. The integrations delivering on the internal synergies and even the market-facing synergies are all playing out extremely well, and we are able to deliver world-class solutions to our customers. Similarly, in Kalera, where the transaction was concluded in October, we are already into 3 quarters. And here again, our focus is in ensuring we bring synergies into operations and engineering and bring them all together, make the whole unit. So we bundled previously the DIGO, InstaCC, all of them into the Kalera business unit, and it's been running as one unit from day one of the merger and playing out on all the synergies. So that's our number one focus, to bring all the engineering synergies and cost synergies. And externally facing, we are developing platforms to make sure that we can deliver an integrated interaction suite across multiple channels and embedding AI into this. So that's been the focus during the year. Now, with all these investments, our fabric, we have been able to expand our addressable market. So in FY25, as you see across the network fabric, the cloud and security fabric, these have been the addressable market for us, which you see on the left-hand side. And because of our investments, so for example, the customer interaction suite, today we are much more stronger in the B2C world than what we were before. So our addressable market has significantly improved, and you can see that our addressable market is significantly increasing. And we are also able to go and talk to not just the network part of the enterprise organization. Today, we are able to have a conversation with a chief marketing, chief digital officers, sometimes to the production team, to see how we can bring benefits to their factories through our industrial connectivity as a service. AI, we are making a lot of internal investments. Some of the investments that we made is creating a center of excellence for AI, trained a lot of people internally, and we have funded a lot of internal projects, and these projects are already beginning to earn certain benefits. These are early stages, and we are very encouraged by the banked benefits of 4 million from the efficiency gains. And similarly, in our products, we are integrating AI into our products, be it in network in the network analytics, doing fault prediction. We are already exceeding industry benchmark through 80% accuracy. We are launching AI Cloud, as the chairperson called out. And similarly, in the security area, we are able to bring all the threat intels across the network and multiple areas to our SOC, and being able to give more advanced threat detection and response to our customers. Similarly, in the interaction fabric, we are embedding conversational AI and AI-based orchestration to orchestrate across multiple channels. In our IoT fabric, we are able to bring computer vision-driven opportunities. That's where we are investing in AI. And similarly, in our Move platforms, to be able to deliver the software over the air updates, for example, in the automotive space, using AI, delivering the best window for them to push the SOTA updates to the vehicles. In terms of our human capital, we are very proud of this. Our employee engagement score is excellent. We will still continue to focus and engage, make sure that we continue to improve on this. In terms of our average per learning days, there's a significant growth over FY23. In terms of talent attraction scores, we are able to attract the best of the talent through our Best Employer Awards and other initiatives that we have taken. Our diversity ratios are steadily improving. We are at 22.5%, an increase of 70 basis points over last year. And our attrition has significantly come down, and more importantly, the women attrition has come down even more in the last year. In terms of our ESG initiatives, we are aligned with the Tata Group's Project Alingana, and as the chairperson called out, our whole ESG initiative is on 3 pillars: the people, planet, and community. People I covered in the last previous chart. Here I talk about the planet and the community initiatives. In terms of our renewable energy is increasing from an 18% to 27% this year. And we have validated all our targets using the Science-Based Target Initiative, which is a very systematic, externally audited program where all of these targets are now validated, and we'll be executing on our programs now. Very pleased to let you know that in the Carbon Disclosure Project, we are recognized in the leadership band this year. In terms of community initiatives, there are many initiatives that we are doing, and I'll particularly call out the volunteering efforts. Again, the Tatacom employees have contributed significantly through their own personal time in volunteering and touching the lives of over 330,000 people, both in India and internationally. The 6.5 days per capita volunteering hours is one of the highest within the group as well, and we are very proud and pleased about that. The Tata Affirmative Action Program, again a group initiative, we are very actively participating in this, and in the assessment carried out last year, we are recognized in the leadership band. In the Climate Resilient Village, this is one of the new programs in Meghalaya. The smart cook stoves and solar electrification for over 30,000 households not only improves the lives of the people, but also significantly contributing to the climate initiatives overall. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan. We shall now take questions from those shareholders who have registered themselves as speakers.
Dear shareholders, when your name is announced, you will receive an invitation to unmute your microphone. Kindly unmute your microphone, switch your camera on, and ask your questions. Kindly restrict your queries or comments to a maximum of 3 minutes.
Our first speaker shareholder for the day is Dr. Arun Kumar Bopanna.
Dr. Bopanna, you are placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your microphone, switch your camera on, and speak.
Hello. Good morning to everybody. Thanks to Zubin and Riddhi and Mrunal for arranging this VC. And compliments for the market cap and the turnaround. So both of you spoke for 45 minutes. So all the questions are answered. I think there are no questions left to answer. Ask you. Anyway, a few points. Gartner says by 2025, we will see 2 million jobs generated by AI to reshape industries and redefine business landscapes. Is it true? Will this phenomenon look like science fiction? NGS is there with you. He was appreciating. I was the first one who thought positive about AI getting more jobs, actually. Thank you, NGS, for that. And the 1 billion fundraising, what is the status? Why don't you give us some good rights? And are we partnering with the transformation of railways, high-speed and semi-high-speed trains, ports and airports? And are we associated in helping TTML, BSNL and Tejas? If so, what is the outcome? And there's so many disruptive mega trends with extreme weather, geopolitics, etc. How are you reinventing, and what is the human capital that we have to address all these challenges? And lastly, my difficult thing, farewell to Mrs. Renuka Ramnath. Renuka, I thought you grew up in front of me. I'm surprised you're retiring so fast in life. You'll never retire, knowing you so well. You broke the glass ceiling, overcoming all the barriers preventing access to the advancement. You removed the barriers for others to experience the same struggles. Your success is public and visible. Your costs are not visible to anybody. I've seen that. Success never comes easily. Results manifest after so many costs. It's difficult for some to digest your success. I pity them. You've always been distinguished, sincere, modest, and refined with a lot of generosity. It is said that to be lucky in life, you must surround yourself with other lucky people too. Your leadership has been taking care of people in your charge, not just being in charge. You have been fortunate in your own right and brought immense luck and success to TCL. Somehow I am stuck to the VSNL name. Somehow I have found a VSNL name. As you retire, we reflect on the remarkable impact you had on this organization. You have the unique ability to see the potential in people, transforming them from what they are today to what they could be or should be in future. I salute you for that. It is goodbye to the lady who broke the glass ceiling. One thing I want to tell Renu, you said there are a lot of connections because of VSNL. In declining democracies, families are disintegrating. Today, a joint family is described as husband and wife joined together, living together as a joint family. So technology is integrating, but families are disintegrating. I'm sorry for that. In conclusion, I wish you all the best. And you'll not retire, I know. And Lakshmi will take the VSNL at Tata Communications forward. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bopanna. Our second speaker shareholder for the day is Mr. Gautam Tiwari.
Mr. Tiwari, you are now placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your microphone, switch your camera on, and speak.
Yeah. I think you can listen me, sir?
Yes, we can, yeah.
And probably you can see me also.
Yes. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So very, very happy, first of all, to see you very hale and hearty, though virtually. And Renuka ji, I would like to tell you that you are not at all retiring. You are not retiring from our hearts. Please be very sure. Every year we have been watching you, and with a lot of good benefits for the company, you have been coming out. And all this is, and Lakshmi ji, you are real Lakshmi for our this thing, company. You have produced so much of the Lakshmi for this, and still going on producing and producing and producing, that we are overwhelmed about it. So we are very happy being the, and very proud also being the shareholders of this Tata Telecommunication, which was keeping for such a long time the our reality business, which we had so much lands and acquisitions and all that, and we are after that. And once we have achieved and activated that, the company has prospered like anything under your excellent leadership and under your excellent, amazing and wonderful decisions. Not only decisions you have taken, but you have implemented them timely and rewarded the shareholders instantly and the company. So we are thankful to you. आपकी जितनी तारीफ की जाए आप दोनों की भी उतनी कम है. And lot of our questions have been already answered with the speech of our Renuka ji. Although you have taken half an hour, and Mr. Lakshmi ji also you have taken maybe 40 or 15, 20 minutes, but we a lot of new things, lot of questions of ours have been answered. We are very happy about it. So I must say to all directors also, this is all good morning. In fact, I forgot to address in the beginning that it is good morning, and we are thankful to each and every member on the board, which we have got the total trust in the management and faith and confidence with all Tata Group of Management. Especially this one is unique, and so we are very happy, and we are being proud, as I said. We said that even Mrunalji also, I should not forget Mrunalji, she reminded me that, and I was about to join also, and that time she reminded, and she takes care of our full secretarial team, including Zubin Patel's leadership on all his team is very, very cordial and harmonious with all shareholders always and all the time. We are overwhelmed, and we are proud of having such a good secretarial team. And even your selection of NSDL and its technical team, Webex and all that is also moderate, very good. And we thank the management for selecting such hard-working and dedicated and committed uh, service providers to your shareholders and investors. One small thing, in order to understand, in order to improve my appreciation and understanding for the company, I would like to know that what is Tata Communication Digo, and benefits, as you said, we have done this Kalera and Switch and other two also merger, I mean acquisitions. So no doubt we have got benefited, but to what extent our revenue has increased because of the acquisitions of this till date? If at all you can put some enlighten about it, we'll be happy about it. And sir, that our you have already committed that our company will achieve sustainability initiative net zero by 2035 in last AGM. So, sir, what is its status at present? If at all you can please tell us. And sir, what is the current year's budget for R&D and CSR that you have earmarked for this year, which is running now? Sir, what is our company's, I mean, ma'am, what is our company's strategy about loss-making subsidiaries and some associated companies also? We have got 3 associated companies, if I am not mistaken, and 55 plus loss, our total subsidiaries. So what is the company's strategy for especially loss-making subsidiaries? And what is the capacity utilization of our seabed cables right now as it stands? And that's a very important thing. You have given good dividend. We are very happy about it. But this dividend is taxable in the most of the shareholders. It is taxable more than 30% in shareholders' hands. So when are you coming out with some bonus or stock split or at least some rights for the to reward the shareholders, or with some non-convertible debentures which may come back, which may turn into shares after few years. Maybe the interest may be zero in the beginning, but it should turn out it should convert into shares after few years, as many companies are doing. So when are you going to come out? Please pay some attention to this. And you have already said that we have added so many clients. We would like to know how many of our top clients have left us and how many of them have joined us, newly joined. And ma'am, how many physically challenged employees, if we have got, how many are they, and how much amount we have transferred to IEPF and this investor protection fund? Rest all is very good. We are very happy about whatever the company is doing with global compact player. You have brought the company to this. We are very proud about it. We are really thankful and a lot of compliments to you. And as I said, Renuka and Lakshmi, your team is marvelous, along with our Zubin and even Mrunal and all that. And you have done the best for the company, which will be remembered forever and ever. It has been written in the history of the company because we have been the shareholder right from day one, with not only with all Tata Group of companies, even here also. So we know the way we have got rewarded all shareholders and investors under your curriculum. So best of luck for your not post-retired, I'll say, but you are retired in some way or the other. You will always be murmuring, there in our heart of hearts, and each shareholder's heart. You will be there, and you will keep on working. And our blessings and Almighty's blessings are always along with you. And Lakshmi ji, you also, and all the team of, our those who are attached with us, and to our secretarial team, finance team, your CSR team also going very good job. Congratulations and thanks to each member of this CSR team also. And we wish you a very long, happy, joyous, and enchanting life, and a company's bright future again and again in years to come under your super fine management. And thank you very much for patient listening. Once again, here is Jai Hind and a grand salute to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Tiwari. Third speaker shareholder for the day is Mr. Bharat Shah.
Mr. Shah, you're now placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your microphone, switch your camera on and speak.
Hello. Hello. Hello, madam. आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, Mrs. Shah, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. माननीय चेयरपर्सन, और very excellent report, colorful and good informative, good information के साथ बनाई रिपोर्ट के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और अभिनंदन। और आज हमें ये 5 साल से बात करने का जो वीसी माध्यम से मौका देने के लिए भी पूरी सीएस टीम का हेल्पफुल सीएस टीम को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। सो कंपनी सेक्रेटरी श्री जुबिन पटेल, मिस रिद्धि, ललित जी एंड मृणाल के साथ पूरी सीएस टीम का मैं गुड इन्वेस्टर सर्विस के लिए बहुत बहुत और अभिनंदन। और मैडम, आपने अपनी स्पीच में बहुत कुछ अच्छा कंपनी के बारे में बताया। श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण जी ने वेरी एक्सीलेंट परफॉर्मेंस भी बताया। सो वेरी गुड सर। और अपनी कंपनी भी बढ़िया वर्क के साथ आज आगे बढ़ रही है और रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम ऑपरेशन भी बढ़िया बढ़ रहा है, ग्रोस रेवेन्यू भी अच्छा रहा है। सो आज का एक्सीलेंट परफॉर्मेंस के लिए मैं आप सभी को बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन देती हूँ। और आपके साथ जो भी टीम जुड़ी है उन सभी को भी मैं अभिनंदन करती हूँ। और आपने जो 16.17 पैसा पर शेयर जो डिविडेंड दिया उसके लिए भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और मैडम, ये आपकी लीडरशिप की कमाल है, आपकी लीडरशिप लाजवाब है। और आपके साथ श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण जी का भी बहुत हार्ड वर्क रहा है, साथ में सभी एम्प्लॉइज, पूरी बोर्ड टीम, उन सभी का भी साथ सहकार सहयोग आपके साथ ऑलवेज रहा है। सो आज कंपनी एक्सलेंट वर्क के साथ आगे बढ़ रही है। सो मैडम, अपने 5 साल के फ्यूचर प्लान क्या है? और अपनी टाटा कंपनी का तो नाम हमेशा आगे अव्वल में ही रहा है, और दिन प्रतिदिन अभी न्यू न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी बढ़ती बढ़ती जा रही है। तो मैडम, कस्टमर की के भी अव्वल में रखने के लिए आपने क्या क्या सुझाव रखे हैं और क्या क्या आपने प्लान बनाए हैं कस्टमर की संख्या बढ़ाने के लिए? तो जरा हाईलाइट करिए। और आपके कॉम्पिटिटर कौन है ये भी बताइए। बाकी तो आज मैडम बहुत अच्छा दिन आपने चुना है आज की एजीएम के लिए। आज का आषाढ़ी एकादशी है, बहुत अच्छा दिन है मैडम। हमारे में तो कहते हैं कि बुध करे शुभ, तो सही में हमें तो बहुत फ्यूचर बहुत बढ़िया नजर आ रहा है। तो हमारी कंपनी बहुत बहुत कंपनी शुभ शुभ अपना वर्क के साथ आगे बढ़ने वाली है, दिन प्रतिदिन चौगुनी तरक्की के साथ आगे बढ़ने वाली है। और मैडम, आप तो खुद रकुमाई है, आप खुद लक्ष्मी जी है, और हमारे नारायण जी साथ में, उनका नाम भी देखो नारायण जी है। तो आपकी लक्ष्मी नारायण की जोड़ी बहुत अच्छा वर्क के साथ कंपनी को आगे बढ़ा रही है, बहुत अच्छी बात है। तो मैडम, मेरी ऑलवेज शुभकामनाएं आपके साथ है। और स्पेशली मैडम, एक शेयर होल्डर बैंक के नाते मैं आपको, मैडम लक्ष्मी जी को, मैं बहुत दिल से स्पेशली शुभकामना करती हूँ। बाकी तो हमेशा हम भी आपके साथ सालों से जुड़े हैं, तो हमेशा हमारा सपोर्ट भी आपके साथ रहा है। तो आज भी मेरा आज के सभी रिजोल्यूशन में मैं फुल्ली सपोर्ट करती हूँ। साथ में आने वाले सभी त्योहार की शुभकामना के साथ आप सब हमेशा स्वस्थ रहे, मस्त रहे, मुस्कुराते रहे और सफलता के साथ आगे बढ़ते रहे, यही फुल सपोर्ट के साथ धन्यवाद करती हूँ। और भरत साहब बात करते हैं, मैडम चालू रखिए। थैंक यू।
माननीय चेयरपर्सन रेणुका जी, एमडी श्री एएस लक्ष्मी नारायण जी और अन्य मान्यवर डायरेक्टर, सर मेरा नाम भरत शाह। माननीय चेयरपर्सन रेणुका जी, आपकी आगेवानी लीडरशिप में लास्ट 10 ईयर से कंपनी ने बहुत बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्रेस किया है, आगे बढ़ा है, कंपनी बहुत आगे बढ़ी है। इसके लिए चेयरपर्सन रेणुका जी, आपको, पूरे बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर, कंपनी के सभी छोटे बड़े एम्प्लॉइज को बहुत बहुत आभार मानता हूँ और अभिनंदन देता हूँ। तो ऐसे ही अपनी कंपनी दिन दोगुनी रात चौगुनी आगे बढ़े, भगवान गॉड को मेरी हृदयपूर्वक हार्टली प्रार्थना है। डिविडेंड 16 रुपीज 70 पैसे जो दिया है, बहुत अच्छा छप्पर फाड़ के आपने दिया है, धन्यवाद। और ऐसा ही आगे जाके डिविडेंड बढ़ने वाला ही है, मेरे को पूरा विश्वास है। तो बोनस के लिए लास्ट बोनस कभी दिया था जरा बताना, और बोनस के लिए मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है, आने वाले 1-2 साल में जरूर 1-to-1 बोनस देने की मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है, जो भी है बोनस जरूर देने की रिक्वेस्ट है। और अपने कॉम्पिटिटर कौन है जरा जरूर बताना, टोटल एम्प्लॉइज कितने हैं और इंडिया में कितने, आउट ऑफ इंडिया कितने हैं बताना। और 5 इयर्स के फ्यूचर प्रोग्राम भी बताना। 5 इयर्स ओके फ्यूचर अपने प्रोग्राम भी बताना। और सीएसआर एक्टिविटी भी बहुत अच्छी चल रही है, मानवता का कार्य है, इसके लिए बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ। सारे अवार्ड्स के लिए भी बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ। और कंपनी सेक्रेटरी जुबिन पटेल, उनकी टीम के रिद्धि, ललिता जी, ललित जी और मृणाल जी और पूरी टीम को मैं, पूरी हार्ड वर्किंग टीम को मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ। बेस्ट इन्वेस्टर सर्विस देते, हमेशा शेयर होल्डर को रिस्पेक्ट देते। हार्ड वर्किंग कंपनी सेक्रेटरी जुबिन पटेल की पूरी टीम को बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ। और जुबिन पटेल जी को एक मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि मैं 4 साल से मिलना चाहता हूँ, लेकिन कोई ना कोई कारण नहीं मिल सकते, तो ये साल नेक्स्ट एजीएम के पहले पॉसिबल है तो जरूर 10 मिनट मिलने का अपॉइंटमेंट देना जरूर। और सर मेरा आपका टाटा कंपनी में सब जगह प्री एजीएम पहला होता था, तो प्री एजीएम जो स्पीकर से लोग थे उनके लिए रखना तो थोड़ा सुलझाव मैं देता हूँ। और फेस टू फेस मीटिंग नेक्स्ट ईयर रखना, अभी तो कोरोना नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, तो ये बीसी में बहुत तकलीफ होती है और अपन रूबरू में मिल भी नहीं सकते, तो नेक्स्ट ईयर फेस टू फेस। तो जरूर रूबरू में मिलने का, नेक्स्ट ईयर फेस टू फेस मीटिंग रखने का मेरा हार्टली रिक्वेस्ट है। और साइट विजिट अपनी कराई नहीं है कभी, तो आप जरूर साइट विजिट, फैक्ट्री विजिट कराने की मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है। बाकी सारे रिजोल्यूशन में मेरा पूरा सपोर्ट है। आपकी हेल्थ वेल्थ अच्छी रहे, अपनी कंपनी बहुत बढ़िया आगे बढ़े, मेरी ईश्वर भगवान को हार्टली प्रार्थना है। और थैंक यू वेरी मच। जय हिंद, जय हिंद, थैंक यू, जय हिंद।
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Shah. Our fifth speaker for the day is Mr. Tamal Kumar Mazumdar.
Mr. Tamal Kumar Majumdar has not joined the meeting, sir. We could move on to our next speaker.
Our sixth speaker for the day is Mrs. Celestine Mascarenes. Mrs. Mascarenes.
Yes, I was trying my video. Can you hear me? Hello.
Mrs. Mascarenes, you've been placed in the conference. Please go ahead and ask your questions.
Am I on?
To be a connectivity problem, we could move on to our next speaker.
Our seventh speaker for the day is Mr. Shailesh Mahadevia.
Mr. Mahadevia, you've been placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your microphone, switch your camera on, and speak. Mr. Mahadevia? Mr. Mahadevia? There appears to be a problem here as well, so we could move on to our next speaker.
Okay, our eighth speaker for the day is Mr. Vinay Bide.
I am here, number 7.
Mr. Mahadevia? We've got Mr. Mahadevia back online.
Mr. Mahadevia, good morning. Please go ahead and ask your questions.
Yeah. I think now you can see me also. Let me first congratulate the entire board and the management team for achieving excellent result during year under consideration. And the excellent working has been reproduced in our integrated report, and it gives all the details that a shareholder would like to ask. Sir, I would also like to appreciate the cooperation of our Secretary, Mr. Patel, who is the link between the management and the shareholders on the other side. Now, let me first congratulate Renuka Ramnath for her contribution in lifting this company from a very small and non-making profit to an excellent and one of the best companies in the world today. I also take this opportunity to wish her very bright future and a good health and prosperity in the years to come. Now, I wish to put some questions with a view to appreciate the excellent work which is being done by the company in the years. My first question is that we have shown in our report economic value generated 21,251 crore of rupees. Sir, is this the same thing as economic value added? If it is so, what is the notional interest we have taken into account before arriving at this EVA of the company? Sir, my next question is that you have mentioned in the report about 127 patents, whether these patents are already received by the company or we have applied for them. So I want to have that figure, that number of patents applied and number of patents received. Further, you have mentioned about the about the trademarks which is being enjoyed by the company, 90 in all. I believe the acquisitions which we are trying to make also includes the advantage of trademarks which we get along with our acquisitions of the company. And so I would like to know how we are trying to make some other trademarks, because normally it takes about 2 to 3 years before we can get trademark. Further, I would like to know that the employee retention ratio of our company during the year. Sir, further, you have not given VR and SR report along with our annual report. Sir, is there any reason why it has not been given, or we have to ask for it for a separate one? Sir, further, telecommunication is becoming very important from the current year in view of the policy of the government and in view of the participation of 3 main companies in this field. Since our company's activities are related with these activities of telecommunication, how we are likely to benefit from these new changes in the Indian economy. And one more thing, the 2 main acquisitions which we have made, what I would like to know is that how much time it is likely to take integration of these 2 companies in our organizations, when we will start getting benefit, and by which year we will get full benefit from these particular acquisitions. Sir, I would like to know how much income we get from exports in foreign exchange. Normally, this figure is given in the VR and SR report. And I would also like to know the attrition rate or the retention rate, as we have already mentioned. And I would also like to know the number of women employees, their percentage. And lastly, if we have 2 or 3 sources of income, how much income we get from each of these sources. And in the years to come, what changes it is likely to make in the sources of income. We have seen that data is the main source of our income. And I would like to know the situation that will prevail in the next 2 to 3 years. So with this, I wish our organization good success and bright future. Namaste to all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Mahadevia. Our 8th speaker for the day is Mr. Vinay Bhide.
Mr. Bhide, you have now been placed in the meeting. Kindly switch your microphone on and your camera and speak.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Mr. Bhide, please go ahead.
Fine, I think the video has also come. Very good. Good morning, Renuka Madam. Good morning, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan. Good morning to all the directors. Very pleasant, to see all of you again this year. I recollect, the past years, when, there were physical meetings and we had the opportunity of meeting, one-to-one. And subsequently over these years, we have been, meeting, online. Now, I've been enjoying both the physical interactions as well as, the online interactions. And it has been very pleasing, to go through the company's performance as as we have stated in the annual report. And I've got a few, points, noted here. But just, before I go into those details, a few points, on the annual report, that we have prepared. We have used the theme reimagine, revolutionize, and redefine, which is actually, what we are doing actually in our business. So I'm very pleased about, what we have done in terms of, the theme of the annual report. Now coming, to the performance of our company, I'm very glad to note, as Mr. Lakshmi mentioned at the outset, that we have shown a data growth of 17% and have pleased shareholders with a dividend of 16.7 per share this year. Madam Ramnath, thank you so much, for the entire overview that you gave us at the start of this meeting. It has been very pleasing and very satisfying to hear. It is very informative also. You have, of course, taken much more time than you would have normally done in the earlier years. We have enjoyed all the data that you have shared with us, as well as the subsequent information that Mr. Lakshminarayan shared at the start of this meeting. Now I have listed out a few points here for discussion. But coming back to the theme of the annual report, I mentioned that I enjoyed the theme of the annual report as well as the contents. I would like to take you back to some of the earlier years when I was interacting with our earlier secretary, Mr. Satish Ranade. And year over years, the cover would not change. The cover would not change, the font would not change. There were no pictures in the annual report. And I tried calling up Mr. Ranade, meeting him and telling him that we should change the reports all over the years. So he of course didn't give up until he was there. But then I did my part of convincing him that change is the only thing which is constant in life and permanent in life. And to that extent, I'm very happy that year over year we are reimagining ourselves even in terms of our annual report. Now quickly to the questions that are expected for this meeting. For the first question, I would draw your attention to pages 97 and 98 of our annual report. Now, on these pages, we have dealt, with the issues of restructuring and acquisitions, for which, both of you have covered at the start of this meeting. We have mentioned a string of, acquisitions that we have done in 23-24. Key among them, being Kalera as well as Switch. Now, the question here is that, what is the rationale, the amount spent, and the expected benefits, both monetary, strategic, as well as non-monetary, from the acquisitions that we have made in 23-24. So that is the first of the questions. The second question, I would draw your attention, pages number 115 and 116. I would just like to, to intervene here, just to tell you that these questions that I have made is from my, love from my core discipline, which happens to be telecom, which I have, practiced over these years. So coming back, to the question of on managing discussion analysis on page 115 and 116, I have noted in these pages, sir, that despite the market scenario, you have explained the market scenario to be not so conducive to both TCL as well as the other players in the industry. However, despite the observations, I am keen to ask you a question. The question is, despite the market scenario explained, what is the probability and the optimism that TCL and other players will be able to get better prices for products, platforms, and services in the near future? So you may ask me as to what is the background for this question, and I will elaborate. Very recently, we have seen the for the consumer end of the business in the mobile operators, they have increased the prices. Now that is for the consumer and the customer end of the segment. Now we are not very far off from that. According to me, we serve industry, we serve enterprise. So from what I noted for the financials for this year, as well as the outlines that we have given, and my judgment is that we should also be in a position, along with the other players, to hike prices for all these products, platforms, and services that we offer to our local as well as international customers. I'll be very happy to have your observations on this part. The third part, coming to customer segmentation, which we have covered in pages 119. Now, in customer segmentation, we have mentioned three key segments. There is enterprise, hypercloud providers, there is OTTs, and service providers. Can you tell us, for the sake of understanding better, as to what is the percentage revenue breakup for these, revenue segments in the concluded financial year, as well as the previous financial year? And finally, coming to the consolidated and standalone, the consolidated financials. After first level checks on both the voice services as well as the data services businesses, verticals and revenues, verticals for revenues and results under segment reporting in each of the segments under standalone and consolidated, they show lower margins and a pressure on margins. So if my understanding is correct, please put this in perspective. I use one simple ratio. I use the net figures in each of these verticals and divided by sales, both for the last year and this year. And if you will see these figures, you'll immediately try to judge that margins are under pressure. So if my understanding is correct or otherwise, please give me perspective on that. And in the case of consolidated financials, we have got two more other verticals, which is payment services and transformation services, of which payment solutions is what we offer at the ATMs, and transformation services is something which I understand are supportive to our core business in terms of support. So there also the profit the contributions have not been increasing. In case we consider verticals like transformation services to be supportive of business, and we should be ignoring the margins that we get from that, please give us comfort on this particular count. So these were the few questions, and shareholder speech will be complete with a thanks to the our secretarial department, right from sending the mails as well as our participants in the meeting. Mr. Zubin, Ronald, and all the entire team have taken all the pains to ensure a smooth participation. And finally, madam, this being your last meeting as our chairperson, I will without fail I will of course look forward to meet you at other companies. But I must say that your contribution to this company, as you have explained at the start of this meeting, has been human. I wish you all the best of health and good luck. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. We have the best years ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Bide. The ninth speaker is Mr. Naveen Botra.
Mr. Botra, you've been placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your microphone and speak.
Hello. Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon, Chairperson, Madam Renuka Ramnath. Very warm wishes to our MD, Lakshmi Sir, NGS Sir, and other distinguished board members and the management team of Tata Communication. I am Naveen Botra. Pleasure attending this 38th AGM from Delhi. First of all, I would like to congratulate the team at Tata Communication under the agile leadership of Lakshmi Sir on the overall revenue surpassing the 20,000 crore milestone. Congratulations, sir. Sir, I have the following points for your learned views. The theme of our this year's annual report, as our earlier speaker, Mr. Vinay Bide, spoke about, I also appreciate and congratulate the team for picking up this theme for our this year's annual reports. So in the chairman's speech, as well as in the Lakshmi Sir's letter to the shareholders, and in the presentation also, you have broadly given the roadmap for the enabling the future of digital landscape. So to rephrase my question regarding this year's theme, as Lakshmi Sir, you have earlier coming before in Tata Communication, you were with TCS, and as NGS Sir is also there, So my question is regarding the overlaps we might be having with our other Tata group technology companies, ER&D companies like Tata Elxsi, Tata Tele, Tata Technologies Limited, as well as TCS in the digital landscape business, as we call ourselves as communication technology company, from network to communication technology company. Would like to understand Lakshmi Sir's views on the overlaps with other group listed companies in this digital fabric and the products and platforms space, what overlaps and how the synergy is playing with the other Tata Group companies. Would like to have your views, would be helpful for all the shareholders, sir. Coming to the point number 2, AI cloud and multi-cloud connectivity. You have spoken in the letter and presentation also. So thank you very much for that. Uh, in this in this regard, I would request you to kindly help us understand about the domestic and the international opportunities in this AI cloud and multi-cloud connectivity space, and the further investments and or any other collaboration in this area are we planning. And since last year we acquired three companies in this field. field would like to have your views. Are we looking at any further inorganic opportunity uh, in this AI cloud, multi-cloud connectivity space? If there some white spaces are there, would like to understand from you, sir. Coming to the point number 3, sir, about the 5G private network opportunity in the earlier last year's 37th or 36th AGM. This was a very hot topic, 5G private network opportunities. And we have also made some strategic investments in the last 2 years to tap the 5G private network opportunity, and also launched our Global Center of Excellence in Pune and made some investments there. So in the current scenario, Lakshmi sir would like to understand the potential opportunities in this 5G private network space, and how we are planning to harness the full potential of the investments made in this space with other Tata Group companies, how we are planning to harness the potential, and the other network service providers apart from our Tata Group companies, how we are planning to harness the full potential of 5G private network opportunities. So, sir, to conclude that I have already voted in favor of all the resolutions, and hereby propose a vote of thanks to the esteemed board. Special thanks to our company secretary, Mr. Jobin Patel, and his team, and Manal madam in sending the annual report and well in time and coordinating for a smooth onboarding in this VC. Special thanks to the secretarial team led by Mr. Jobin Patel and Manal madam. Thank you very much. And wishing the team Tata Communication all the very best in the times to come. Thank you very much for providing me this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Botra. Our 10th speaker for the day is Mr. Ravi Kumar Naredi.
Mr. Naredi, you've been placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your microphone, switch your camera on and speak.
I think I am audible.
Yes, please.
Okay. Good day to all board members. Without taking much time, I will come directly to the question. Sir, I have two questions. First one, there is any inorganic acquisition in your card? If yes, so please elaborate in which area we are looking. Second question, we do any work regarding cricket sports, just like IPL and World Cup in India and overseas? These are two questions from my side.
Thank you, Mr. Naredi. Our 11th speaker for the day is Mr. Priyank Kothari. Mr. Kothari.
Mr. Kothari, you've been placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your microphone, switch your camera on and speak.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Kothari, please go ahead.
Good afternoon to the chairperson, Mr. Renuka Ramanathan, to Mr. Lakshmi, and to all the board of directors. First of all, I would like to thank the management. I have been a shareholder of this company for last 5 years, and I have seen this transformation. I've been observing the step by step how things have changed. Special thanks to Mr. Lakshmi and to Mr. Kabir, the way this company has changed. And as a shareholder, I keep looking this company as a next big company from a Tata Group. The way it do things, I understand. I have set of questions which I've already mailed, but for the benefit of the other shareholders and the board of directors, I would go through them. The questions are more from an understanding perspective to improve my knowledge and understanding for this company, sir. So my first question is, I see a very strong weightage is given in the report on the hyper-connected environment and the digital adaptation across industries, which we have been speaking a couple of times in our report. So can we elaborate and give some case study where we have got some big deal, and you can actually give us some understanding of how exactly is this role and how large this would become? My second question is, we are into this fast evolving space, hence relevance of our products or services is also short-lived if you are not able to implement it on time. How do you rate your progress for the new products and the services and the platforms as compared to the market and its competitors? So in your address to the shareholder, you have mentioned our focus on the financials capacity to capitalize on the new opportunities in AI cloud, multi-cloud connectivity, and Tata Communications Cloud Light. Can you please explain all these three opportunities and what do you feel is our right to win in this? As I understand, there are many global competitors also in this space and are working strongly in this direction. So what is our, so we have, we've been speaking about this Comtech since some time, and I'm trying to understand it deeper and deeper. So can you just first tell me what is the life of our undersea cables that we have already installed? And when was the last significant capex done? And when do we expect to do a major capex again to remain relevant in this Comtech? So in my understanding, the com space is basically the hardware-driven business on which we believe is our reason to win the tech part. And I also understand that the tech is going to generate the significant cash going forward to keep the remain relevant. Now, if I understand it right, the cash that we generate from tech would be invested again in the com space, which makes our business broadly mediocre if we keep doing it. This is what, as a layman, I understand, but I would really appreciate if you can give your thoughts on how do you think this whole Comtech space is evolving in your perspective, and how do we as an investor look this term in a bigger sense as a long-term investor? So we have seen our company getting orders in media, but the DIGO, which has a huge potential after Kalera acquisition, we haven't heard any big deals. The potential for DIGO, I understand, is very big. Clearly, the competitors are talking about it, but we don't see the traction in our company. Your comments on the same would be really helpful to us to understand that what exactly are we going forward in this space. So we have been working on creating this digital fabric, for which I understand that the company has been acquiring capabilities. As communicated, the funnel is improving, but we really don't see any major impact on the bottom line as of now. We haven't seen any big change in our profits, and our revenue growth is also due to an inorganic acquisition as of the last year. Can you just give us a sense that how do we see this space? I think already the chairman in her speech has already given a sense, but still your comments, Mr. Lakshmi, would give us a really idea that how this digital fabric is going to evolve for us. So a significant change in the digital business is what can keep us ahead of the curve. It's what I understand. Our progress looks good from the way the management is presenting it. However, when we are seeing the competitors globally, they are fast and agile and are getting good business. Then why don't I see a similar kind of traction in our company, or at least from the communication that is happening to the shareholder? Because internally we don't know how fast are we getting new businesses. So if you can comment on this, would help me, sir. So in the last, say in most of the Tata Group companies this year, when I was reading the annual reports, I've gone across Tata Motors, Tata Elxsi, Tejas, Consumer, Trent. Most of the companies I read a really different speech from the MDs and giving a big vision. I think Mr. Subramaniam being on the board is aware about how the communication has been, and I was a bit disappointed when I read our chairman address, though it was definitely talking about good things, but the vision in most of the other companies were talking about a decadal opportunity or how to become a significantly large player. So maybe I missed something, but if you can speak, because I really understand that our company is able to address very large industries and many companies across globe, but our speech did not give me a kind of a feeling that which I could see in other companies. So if you can elaborate your thoughts that how we really see our spectrum of opportunity opening up big in next decade for us. This is all a broad question which I wanted to ask. And a special thanks to the Secretarial Department, to Mr. Sajal, Jain, and Ms. Brunal for arranging this for the easy VC operation. And So once again, I thank you, Mr. Lakshmi and Mr. Kabir, because this company, we have seen the tough, and now what we see today is a really, no, the the shining sun. And I wish you all the best. And under your leadership, we are really happy that I think as a shareholder, we are still going to get much bigger benefits in time to come, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Our 12th speaker is Mr. Yusuf Rangwala.
Mr. Yusuf Rangwala has not joined the AGM. We could move on to our next speaker.
Our 13th speaker is Mr. Shrikant Jhawar.
Mr. Jhawar, you've been placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your microphone, switch your camera on and speak.
सर मेरा आवाज आ रहा है सर?
Yes, Mr. Jhawar.
हाँ, रेस्पेक्टेड चेयरपर्सन, ऑल आवर बोर्डर्स को धन्यवाद जो मेरे को अपना स्पीकर रजिस्ट्रेशन करने के लिए रखा। और मैं ऑलरेडी अपने पटेल सर की सेक्रेटरी टीम जैसा जैन सर, ललित सर को मैं ऑलरेडी क्वेश्चन मेल कर चुका हूँ, मैं रिपीट नहीं करना चाहता हूँ। और इसी तरह वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग रखी है सर, कोई भी अदर शेयर होल्डर डायरेक्टर कहाँ से भी अटेंड कर सकता है। तो प्लीज कंटिन्यू ऑन दिस वे ऑन वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग सर। और आते से दशहरे दीपावली की भी शुभकामनाएं सर। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Mr. Jhawar. Our 14th speaker is Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta.
Mr. Gupta, you've been placed in the meeting. Kindly switch your microphone on, as also your camera, and speak.
Hello. Good afternoon, respected Chairman, Chairperson, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Kumar Gupta. I have joined this meeting from Calcutta. I feel proud to be a part of Tata, and I feel proud to be a shareholder of Tata Communications. Ma'am, I have few questions. First of all, I thanks to you and your team for the excellent result of the company for the year 23-24. And now you are going to retire, and this is your last AGM as chairperson. So I wish to God for your healthy and prosperous, safe, long life. But I belong to the soil of Bengal. The son of soil, Swami Vivekananda says, a man can't be retired by the mind and heart. Till his mind and his or her mind and heart work, he should work in any field. That I have told to Mr. Ratan Tata also in 2012 when he was retiring from all the posts in 2012. And that I am asking you कि जब तक दिल और दिमाग काम करे, काम करते रहना चाहिए। और आदमी जैसे आप आज मुस्कुरा रहे हैं वैसे मुस्कुराते रहना चाहिए। ये स्वामी विवेकानंद ने कहा था कि आदमी अगर काम करते रहेगा तो उसको अपनी उम्र का एहसास नहीं होगा। और आदमी अगर रिटायर, ये तो भारत देश है, इसमें तो एक एज का फिक्स है कि कोई 58, 60, 62, 65, 70 में रिटायर करेगा। बट मिस्टर टाटा है बाउंड लक्ष्मण रेखा कि आदमी जो है इस एज के बाद रिटायर कर जाएगा, और उस लक्ष्मण रेखा को उन्होंने खुद भी पार नहीं किया था। Even that we have requested several times in 2012, or when the second era has come 2016 December, we request him again to please come back as chairman, but he said no, I will not come. I will bring one very right person and he bring the right person who take the group on new heights in last 7 years, from February 2017 to July 2024 today, and we believe that he will take the group again another new heights under his leadership. Ma'am, what's your future plan for Tata Communication? We are the shareholder from Videsh Sanchar Nigam, and I belongs to Calcutta. Calcutta has a prime property of Videsh Tata Communication at Ultadanga. एंड सर मैडम मैं आपको एक बात बताना चाहता हूँ कि ईएम बाईपास में जो आपके फ्लैट है ना, उसको आप कुछ पैसा देके रिनोवेट कराइए, क्योंकि उसकी रिनोवेशन बहुत जरूरी है। और वो एक प्राइम प्रॉपर्टी है कैलकाटा में ईएम बाईपास के ऊपर, जो आपका एक लग्जरी विला भी बना हुआ है, आइदर दैट इज फॉर गेस्ट हाउस और फॉर एमडी, बट आई डोंट नो। बट उसके बगल में जो आपके फ्लैट है ना, उनकी हालत बहुत खराब है, उसको कुछ पैसा खर्च करके उनकी रिपेयरिंग कराइए, जिससे कि वो एक प्राइम एरिया में प्राइम प्रॉपर्टी है और हार्ट ऑफ द सिटी के अंदर है। उसको कराइए। और आपका जो शेयर प्राइस है ना वो बहुत अच्छा है, तो थिंक अबाउट टू स्प्लिट द शेयर्स either 5:1 or 2:1 to increase the market capitalization or to increase the number of shares to the shareholders. I will not suggest you to issue the bonus. That will be a good reward to the shareholder. If you split the shares by the way of 5:1 or 2:1, or how your foreign business is doing, European business is doing. And day before yesterday, TCS has signed a MOU with the BSNL for 15,000 crore rupees to set up 4 data centers in different 4 parts of the country. So, what will be your role for TCS and BSNL agreement? And then I have some few comments about the secretarial service that I don't want to tell in the AGM, but I was upset to see this is the communication company, but there is no proper communication with the investors. Before AGM, like other Tata companies, Tata Steel, Tata Power, Tata Motor, Indian Hotel, I have not find such type of communication in the Tata communication with the investors. And that I do. This is the first meeting. I have attended more than 16 AGM of Tata Group this year through VC, and I suggest you to call the meeting through VC that we can take part also from Calcutta. But ask your concerned people to keep in touch with the investors like other group companies. But this year I'm totally disappointed to see the services that I can see you. And I wish to God to give a more success to our beloved MD, Mr. Lakshmi Nayan, to take the company on new heights. Under his leadership, he is also chairman of NELCO, and he has turned down the NELCO in his leadership. And we have got a good return in NELCO also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta. Our 15th speaker shareholder is Mr. Sujan Modak.
Mr. Sujan Modak has not logged in to this AGM, nor has our next speaker, Mr. Gautam Nandi. We could move on to shareholder number 17.
17th speaker shareholder is Mr. Rajesh Chainani.
Mr. Chainani, you've been placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your microphone, switch your camera on and speak.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Mr. Chainani. Good morning.
Yeah, respected Chairperson, Ms. Renuka ji, CEO MD Mr. Lakshminarayan ji, and a very highly eminent board of directors, my fellow shareholders. My name is Rajesh Chainani, and I am joining from Vilepala, Mumbai. First of all, I thank our company secretary, Mr. Zubain Patel ji, for sending me the email notice very well on time. The secretarial service is very good. It is the secretary, and secretary is the link between the shareholders and the management, so which he has done very good. And I got the call also in the morning, and we have a WhatsApp message for joining the link. The link was sent to me on the WhatsApp also. So what better secretarial service I can ask for? So I thank you for the dividend of rupees 16 rupees and 70 paisa. The large bonus, I think, if I am wrong, please correct me if I am wrong. Large bonus was in the year 2000, which was in the ratio of 2 shares on, 1 share was given on 2 shares. And I thank you for that hemisphere property. Really, thank you very much, because there is also like a small mini bonus which is trading at rupees 230 rupees today. So, and and this is not the right thing for the stock spread, you know. The share is just 1,850, which is not a great figure. Today, PSUs like HAL and all, they are 5,000 rupees, 5 rupees paid off. So let the stock rise, you know, your on Z business, there is a lot of projection again, 3-4 years that will touch 5,000 rupees. So when it touches that figure, that time you can think about it of splitting into 5 or something. So right now there is nothing as such. And the performance of the company is very good. I am very happy. The promoter holding is 58.86. So if you can throw the light, whether you are planning to increase the stake, because the SEBI has permitted us for 75%. So you can just throw the light on that. And it's like the FI is also holding 18.24%. So let's hope the company does very well. And thank you for the dividend of 16 rupees. And madam, in your opening speech, you said if it was not Tata, the Tata Communications would have not been where it is. It's the fact. It is the Tatas which are really pumped in a lot of money. Even the Tata Delhi Maharashtra today, it is 81 rupees, where it was, you know. So I hope we do much better in the coming year, and my very best wishes. And I want to say a few words for the festival. फूलों की खुशबू, कलियों की बहार, चांद की चांदनी, अपनों का प्यार। हमारा को चेयरपर्सन मैडम, आपको एमडी जी, सारे बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स और शेयर होल्डर्स भाइयों को आने वाले त्योहार। I wish you all for the coming festival. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chainani. Our 18th speaker shareholder for the day is Mr. Ramesh Shankar Gola.
Mr. Ramesh Shankar Gola is not logged in for the AGM. We could move on to our next speaker.
Last speaker shareholder for the day is Mr. Dinesh Bhatia.
Mr. Bhatia, you've been placed in the meeting. Kindly unmute your microphone, switch your camera on and speak.
सर मेरा आवाज सुनाई देता है?
Yes, Mr. Bhatia. Good morning.
और मेरा ये वीडियो भी दिख रहा है सर? Am I audible and वीडियो भी मेरा दिख रहा है?
Yes.
फर्स्ट तो मैं आपको चेयरपर्सन रेणुका जी, आपको और आपका एंटायर टीम को मैं कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन करता हूँ। आप लोग बहुत बढ़िया काम कर रहे हैं, बहुत बढ़िया मेहनत कर रहे हैं। और हमने अभी देखा कि आपने स्टार्टिंग में प्रेजेंटेशन भी आपने और लक्ष्मी चंद्रन जी ने जो दिया बहुत बढ़िया दे दिया, कोई पूछने का आवश्यकता ही नहीं रहता है।
We seem to be facing some difficulties in getting Mr. Bhatia on. Moderator, can you try again?
Trying right away, sir.
Mr. Bhatia, you're back live. Can you hear us, Mr. Bhatia?
Mr. Bhatia, you need to unmute your microphone, sir. We can see you.
अभी अच्छा आ रहा है मेरा आवाज सर?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are. We can see you as well.
ओके, फर्स्ट तो मैं रेणुका मैडम आपको और आपका एंटायर टीम को धन्यवाद कहूंगा। कॉन्ग्रेचुलेसन, आप लोग बहुत बढ़िया मेहनत कर रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं। जो हमारा शेयर के प्राइस के ऊपर दिखाई देती है, आज हमारा 10 रुपये का शेयर जो है वो 1850 में यस्टरडे क्लोज हुआ। ये एक हमारी 10 रुपये के शेयर की जो वैल्यू बता रही है कम, वो बहुत बढ़िया दिख रही है। और उसके लिए भी मैं आपको और आपका पूरा टीम को धन्यवाद कहूंगा कि हमें काफी अवार्ड्स भी मिले हैं। वो जो अवार्ड्स मिले हैं वो आपकी और आपकी टीम की मेहनत की वजह से जो अवार्ड मिले हैं, उसके लिए भी मैं कॉन्ग्रेचुलेसन धन्यवाद करता हूँ। आपने और लक्ष्मीकांत जी ने जो शुरुआत में प्रेजेंटेशन दिया उसमें भी काफी माहिती दे दी, तो हमें खास कोई सवाल तो पूछना जरूर नहीं लगता है, लेकिन हमें खाली एक चीज दो चार आइटम समझनी थी कि हम जो लीडिंग कर रहे हैं लीडिंग ग्लोबल प्लेयर है, तो हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट कितना है फॉरेन में, हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट कितना है और हमारा इनकम कितनी है। ये चीज भी हमने जानी कि हमने 170 करोड़ ये इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है। इसमें अपनी जो एआई और ये नई जो 3 प्रोडक्ट्स जो है उसमें एक्विजिशन किया है, और बाकी हमने ये भी पैसे जो डाले हैं वो हमें दिखा रही है कि हमारी कंपनी आगे बढ़ रही है। अच्छी बात है। हमें तो देखो एक दफे तो आगे आपने 2 साल पहले मिनी बोनस जैसा जो रियल्टी कंपनी का शेयर दिया, वो भी एक हमारे लिए बोनस जैसा ही हो गया था। वो अच्छी चीज है। और मेरे आगे काफी स्पीकरों ने कहा, तो मेरा भी आपको रिफ्रेश करना है कि हमारा कंपनी का आखा टोटली ईयर में जो प्राइस जो है बीएसई में 1543 था, वो आज हमारा 1850 है और हाईएस्ट हमारा 2085 तक गया था। तो हमारा जो ट्रेडिंग का वॉल्यूम जो है मार्केट में वो काफी गिर गया। तो वो जो हमारा लास्ट ईयर का 17 जुलाई को जो हमारा वॉल्यूम था मार्केट में शेयर का, वो काफी अच्छा था। 74,000 शेयर का ट्रेडिंग हुआ था। लेकिन कल हमारा जो वॉल्यूम देखे अभी ये लास्ट वीक में, तो 11,000 15,000 के बीच में ही हो रहा है वॉल्यूम। तो हमारा एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि अगर आप स्प्लिट करेंगे 5 रुपये का या 2 रुपये का शेयर, तो हमें क्या 5 का करेंगे तो 2 शेयर बन जाएगा, मिनी बोनस हो जाएगा, और 2 का करेंगे तो 5 शेयर बन जाएगा। खास करके तो मेरा इसके लिए इतना मैं इंसिस्ट होता हूँ कि अगर हम ये स्प्लिट करेंगे तो शेयर की संख्या बढ़ेगी, तो हमारा जो वॉल्यूम जो कम हो गया है वो वॉल्यूम बढ़ जाएगा। तो हो सके तो आप अगली वोटिंग में ये अब ये 38 जो हमारी मीटिंग है, तो आप बोल सकते हैं कि हमारा सजेशन एक्सेप्ट कीजिए और कोई विरोध नहीं है। हमारा तो अभी सिक्योरिटी है और हम चाहते हैं कि हमारी कंपनी बहुत बड़ा आगे ही आगे तरक्की करती रहे। अच्छी बात है आप लोग बढ़िया काम कर रहे हैं। हमें खाली एक दूसरा भी एक चीज जानना था। ये भी चीज के लिए मैं आपको बधाई देता हूँ कि आपने डेप्थ रिड्यूस किया है। इतना 3 एक्विजिशन के बाद भी आपने डेप्थ रिड्यूस किया है, ये एक अच्छी दिखाई दे रही है साइनिंग। और आपने जो ये नियोटेल का जो 67% एंटायर सोल्ड कर दिया साल पहले, वो भी एक अच्छा काम किया, जिससे हमारा डेप कम होने में आपने बहुत अच्छा मेहनत किया है। वो भी अच्छी चीज है। अभी मुझे खाली एक ही चीज जानना था कि ये जो एक्विजिशन किया है तो वो कौन सा कंपनी के साथ किया है, और उससे हमारा शेयर की अपनी इक्विटी भी देनी पड़ती है उनको कि फिर क्या किस तरह से है जो एक्विजिशन, थोड़ा उसके बारे में आप जानकारी देंगे। बाकी तो हम आपके लिए और आपका सेक्रेटरी टीम के लिए भी हमें खुशी है, जैसा आपने अभी आपका स्पीच में कहा कि आप हार्टली शेयर होल्डर के लिए, स्टेक होल्डर के लिए आपको अच्छी भावना है कि कुछ ये जो आपका फोकस जो है स्टेक होल्डर और शेयर होल्डर के लिए जो केयर करते हैं, उसके लिए भी हमें बहुत खुशी है। आप तो करते हैं, लेकिन आपका सेक्रेटरी और सेक्रेटरी टीम भी जो है आपके माफिक हमारे बहुत हमारे लिए अच्छी भावना रखते हैं। उसके लिए हमें कल भी हम उन्होंने संडे के दिन भी अपना सॉरी मंडे के दिन भी अगला कल हमारा मीटिंग है, आप चौक्कस हमारा तो हमें आज खुशी हुई कि नहीं आपके माफिक सेक्रेटरी टीम भी केयर करती है शेयर होल्डर की। तो मैं बॉम्बे से दिनेश भाटिया बोलता हूँ। मैं हर एक रिजोल्यूशन में आपको सपोर्ट करता हूँ और हमारी कंपनी आगे तरक्की करती रहे, और आपके लिए और आपके पूरी टीम के लिए ऑल द बेस्ट। थैंक यू, आपने बोलने का मौका दिया।
Thank you, Mr. Bhatia. Moderator, can we check if any of the earlier shareholders who could not join have joined now?
We can attempt to call Ms. Celestine Mascarenhas back.
Sure.
Ms. Mascarenhas, we've placed you once again in the meeting. Could you kindly unmute your microphone, switch your camera on and speak?
Am I audible?
Yes, Mrs. Mascarenhas, you are audible. Please go ahead and ask your questions. Yes.
I not put my video. I'm scared that because I was trying video, it went okay. I go with the main questions and the greetings. Chairperson, Mrs. Renuka Ramnath, MD and CEO, AS Lakshmi Narayan, other members of the board, my fellow shareholders. I'm the last because I lost the connection, and I thank the company's secretary, Mr. Zubin Adil Patel and his team for giving me this, registering me and also giving me this link. I am Mrs. C. Mascarenhas. I'm from Mumbai.
Now, annual report is full of information and also self-explanatory, adhering to all the norms of corporate governance. Working is very good. PBT PAT up and good dividend of rupees 16.70, and also at the same time a good market capitalization. I endorse the view of some other shareholders also. See, all the Tata group of companies are having par value of rupee 1. Why we cannot go to split, and more liquidity will be there, and it will become like a small mini bonus to the small shareholders. This is my request. I don't know what board will decide on it. Now my queries. We have lot of pages on environment, 40 to 47. My query is, have we rated the ESG? And if it is rated, is it listed on any dedicated ESG platform? Now my second question is, we get 17,181 crores in data revenue, which is a very bright spot, reported growth of 55.4%. So, madam, how much of margin we are getting in this business? We are, number 3 is we are redefining and reimagining. With this sort of reimagination, what will be our market share now and in the future? Next one is about acquisitions for inorganic growth. We have acquired Kalira and Switch Enterprises LLC, and we have acquired 41.9% in OSS Smart Sim Europe. More acquisitions for inorganic growth are in the piping, I understand. So what about acquiring MTNL in our company, because that is having lot of maybe land banks, I feel, or merging our dear TTML with our company enterprises? It will, at least we will get some dividend there, you know. So I mean, this is my thought. It is for the board to decide. My sixth question is, fifth question. We have trained 1,240 plus on AI and ML. What is the cost of this tool training? And what is the average of these young, maybe they may be young, old, I don't know, average age? And what is the attrition level? And any bond is taken that they just leave and go some other company, because this demand is very much. Say, next question is, any asset you have demarcated to be monetized for the capex growth? Lastly, but not the least, future roadmap for the next 5 years, which vertical the board feels we can get maximum growth at the same time good margins, as we have robust growth under the chairperson of our Madam Renuka. She is like a very good lucky charm, because wherever she is, I find that company is giving very good market capitalization. I hope she will be as someone in our board, because there is a big growth story in MTNL, and hyper connected in the world, not in India, but it will hyper connected in the world. And in the speech, I heard there is a big tie-up with NVIDIA. So sky is the limit for this company, TCIL. With this, I support all the resolutions. I wish my company all the best. May it grow from strength to strength, so that we will prosper, even the small shareholders. I wish you all very good health, as health is wealth. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Mrs. Mascarenhas. Moderator, are there any other shareholders?
So I confirm that all shareholders who registered to speak at this AGM and did log in have now been given an opportunity to express themselves.
I request the chairperson and the managing director to respond to the queries raised by the shareholders.
So, dear shareholders, thank you for your active participation and wanting to know more details about the company. So, and also thank you very much for your words of appreciation for the management, and as always for Zubin and his team. And thank you for the well wishes that you have expressed for me. I'm very grateful for that. I'll request our CEO, Mr. Lakshminarayan, to answer all questions pertaining to the operations and kindly permit us to consolidate the questions, so we don't want to take the same question asked by different people. We will make it as more storytelling about your company in terms of where it is headed. So Mr. Lakshminarayan will combine some of the questions and we will make sure that we address as many of the questions that have been asked. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, shareholders. There were a number of questions on the digital fabric and the potential of the fabric. I think our entire effort has been, in the past we were relevant largely to the network buyer within the organization. And within those customers, network was also seen to be a commodity, and there was always a downward price pressure on buyings. In order for us to be more relevant to companies' digital ambitions, we had to expand our entire portfolio, which is now we call as digital fabric. Now, digital fabric, as I said, has a network fabric, and our network fabric is very, very strong. And then there was a question about what we do with cricket and IPL. For recently concluded the ICC T20 matches that all of us enjoyed streaming from the US and the Caribbean. They were all brought by Tata Communications and in India for the first time delivered on a 4K quality as well. So our network fabric is extremely powerful. We have further expanded the network fabric to be able to connect to the cloud. Similarly, on our cloud and security fabric, we have launched a number of new products there in terms of in finance private cloud. We will be launching our AI cloud. Our cloud light is essentially a cloud that we bring to the edge of the enterprises to be able to deliver a lot of low latency. So for example, in the factories, if you want to use video-based analytics to deliver number of use cases, edge cloud light would be very useful. So all of those investments are going into our cloud and the security fabric. The third fabric is the interaction fabric. All of us receive a lot of SMS messages, some of which we read, some of which we don't. Our entire effort in the interaction fabric is how do we make a lot more of omni-channel, SMS or WhatsApp or voice, and make it more effective communication for enterprises to interact with their consumers. And not just one-way communication of sending the messages, but two-way communication of being able to interact with the brand. That is where we are investing in the interaction fabric. And finally, the IoT fabric is, how do you make the things, the factories more smarter. We talked about smart street lighting to enable the cities to become more smarter, reduce their carbon emissions. So these are all the efforts. So the entire fabric today, we believe, is a lot more relevant to enterprise. That was our first effort to say expand from just network into our relevance to a lot more stakeholders within the enterprise. And when we are able to stitch all of these together, the digital fabric will come alive. So today we are addressing each of these fabrics as standalone fabrics. And our vision in the next 3 to 4 years is to see how we can make the digital fabric across all of these 4 components alive for customers. There are already examples where we are delivering the fabric across the cloud and network for customers, and more it will become relevant. So that's our vision in the future. And through that, we believe we not only can address a lot more of addressable spend and increase our wallet share, but also we can improve our relevance within our enterprise customers. So that's the digital fabric. There were questions about the impact on the bottom line. Yes, the digital portfolio is at a lower margin today compared to our core connectivity. And what we have stated is each of these components within the network, the digital fabric, have different margin profile. But our mission, what we have stated is in the medium term, we will get back the margins to the 23 to 25%, and that's our ambition. There are a lot of moving parts within these, and we have to manage all of these moving parts to make sure that we can deliver these margins that we have set out. There are questions about 5G private network. The 5G private networks, both in India and internationally, have not taken off as much as one anticipated. Our view is the entire ecosystems around the 5G private network has to improve, particularly in India. The government has awarded the private network licenses for people like us, but it has to be extended to enterprises, and we are working with the government to see how that can be enabled faster. Our efforts in this space is, we want to be more access agnostic, whether it is 5G, whether it is Wi-Fi 6 or LoRaN networks. We want to be able to offer all of these capabilities to the enterprise and enable all the use cases. That is where we are positioning ourselves as far as the industrial connectivity and making factories smarter. There were questions about loss-making subsidiaries and what is our strategy.
Yeah, I can take that. Yeah. And there were questions about your international revenues.
International. So today our international, revenues are close to about 55% is our international revenues. And there was also a question about our employee strength. India is 88% of all our employees, and the rest is international. There were questions on the differently abled people. I think we have, a program internally called Winning Mix. As part of the Winning Mix, we look at the diversity more holistically in terms of women, differently abled, and disadvantaged communities, and so on and so forth. We don't measure each one of these specifically at the moment, but we'll be pleased to answer this question more in detail later on. In terms of our women employees, as I reported, we have increased our percentage of women employees in the company. There was a question on the acquisition strategy, both on Kaleyra and the Switch. Kaleyra strengthens our interaction fabric. We launched a product called DIGO 2 years ago. It began to do well in the market, but we realized that in order to build out the full capabilities of the DIGO, we would have taken much longer time. So Kaleyra brings all those capabilities, which will accelerate our platform capabilities.
Somebody wanted an explanation on DIGO when they were asking.
Yes, yeah. So DIGO is part of the interaction fabric. So DIGO was launched essentially for our B2C customers to interact with their consumers through doing SMS campaigns for marketing. It could be for authentications of OTPs and other forms of interaction. That is where DIGO was launched. Now the Kaleyra, with its acquisition, we have put DIGO, Kaleyra, and what we called as our InstaCC, which is essentially taking contact centers to the cloud, all of them into one unit, which is the Kaleyra unit. And we are calling that as a customer interaction suite of offerings. And that is where we are building out the products across multiple channels beyond SMS to WhatsApp and voice and email and RCS and other channels. And we are building out the platform to make it more omni-channel as well as to make it more intelligent. That is where we are investing. And the investment of Kaleyra was primarily for that purpose. And the second purpose of Kaleyra's investment was also they had strong presence in international markets in the US and in Europe and primarily in Italy. So we have ready access to those customers and the markets through these acquisitions. So that was the rationale behind the Kaleyra acquisition. And similarly for the Switch, the rationale behind that acquisition was while our media, we had a lot of strengths in international sporting, like Formula 1, the Formula E, we were doing ATP tennis and others. Within the US, which is a lot of regional sports broadcasted and consumed regionally, we did not have much presence. Now, with Switch brings a lot of those strengths. It does football and other sports in the US. So the acquisition helped us to gain a foothold in the US in the media market. The second thing that the Switch acquisition enabled us to do was bring a strong production capability. As you know, all of these media events, so for example, the ICC T20, which was played in the US and Caribbean, we were bringing all those signals back to Mumbai for production. So production is where all of the live events gets produced, and then it's taken to all the broadcasters around the world and hundreds of millions of viewers. And so production is somewhere in between the whole value chain. Now, and Switch brought us that production capability. So that was another reason for the Switch acquisition. So both in terms of capability and market access. And that's the rationale for the acquisition of Switch and Kalera. There were questions about the patents and the clarification whether 127 patents were received or filed. These are the number of patents that we have received in the year. There were questions on overlaps or synergies with other Tata Group companies. We are working very closely with all the group companies in terms of the synergies. If you look at each of these companies, they have their own sort of purpose and space in the market. There are services and technology companies and consulting companies like TCS and Tata Elxsi and Tata Technologies. And there is a OEM-focused company like Tejas. What Tatacom does is works with all of these companies to see how we can collaborate, how we can jointly take products and solutions to market. And there are examples where such collaborations have resulted in good results. So, for example, with Tejas, we have of course, an arm's length relationship. We have a customer-vendor relationship. And our subsidiary company, TCTS, also can collaborate with Tejas in taking some of the products and implementing overseas. And similarly with TCS and Elxsi and Tata Technologies, we have areas of collaboration in each of those fabrics that we talked about in working closely with customers. There was a question about investments in new products. I think we called out some of the products like Multi-Cloud Connect and Cloud Light, and I gave examples of Cloud Light, the edge, how it can be more meaningful in factories. It can be more meaningful in warehouses, in retail stores. Similarly, Multi-Cloud Connect is a product when customers take their applications to the cloud, how can you connect to the cloud in the most efficient, in the most secure fashion, and bring cloud-like agility to network. That is one of the ambitions of Multi-Cloud Connect. We have introduced a lot of new products. There was a question on how do we rate ourselves. We have a program inside the company called 1330. And the effort in all of this is how quickly we are able to take products to the market. So stage 1 is about taking MVPs to the market very quickly. And stage 30 is about how can we scale. So we are in the early stages of maturing that process ourselves. We have had reasonable successes with products there. And of course, we'll work harder to make sure that our speed to market and our ability to scale the market truly attains a world-class ability. I think with that, we have answered most questions. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Lakshmi. So I'll take a couple of questions that you have asked, which are shareholder matters. And before that, I just want to highlight that, now the way your company is thinking about the business's customer relevance, as I spoke in my speech, while it's quite logical for you to ask questions on what is international, what is domestic, why are you doing acquisitions and why are you making investments, my submission would be to look at this company from the perspective of its customers. And Lakshmi's objective is how does he keep Tata Communications relevant to its customers, whether the customers are in India or in international market. We are a global Comtech player, so we are no longer dividing our approach as what should be our approach to domestic market or what should be our approach to international market, but more generally, what should be our approach to our customers? What's our target addressable market? What do our customers want if we want to serve that market? And how are we going to best serve it? Are we going to serve it through investments that we do in developing the products in-house, which is what we have done in ISO multi-cloud and so on? Or do we increase and accelerate the speed to market by way of acquisitions, which is what we have done with Kalera and Switch, because we will be too late and too irrelevant if we were to do it organically. But the overriding consideration for the board and the management is the focus on profitability and return on capital employed. And all of these good results that the management has delivered is because of that overriding consideration. So I just wanted to clarify that dividing it, domestic and international or acquisitions and investments may no longer be relevant, but what is our customer relevance and what is the overall profitability metrics we are going to deliver is what is going to be the guiding principle. I think two questions were asked, one on stock split. We have noted all of the suggestions made by you, and whenever appropriate, the board will would look into it and do the right thing by the shareholder. With respect to loss-making subsidiaries, we hear your concern, which is valid. It is an even bigger concern for us at the board, and there has been acute focus by the management on how do we make our loss-making subsidiaries a profitable one. And this is not, we have not thrown money at the problem. If anything, we have conserved the capital and tried to get the best out of the management team and the market in making loss-making subsidiaries into a profitable one. So I just want to assure all the shareholders that this is not something that the board is pushing under the carpet or leaving it unattended. There is a very, very strong focus to make them profitable. I think with this, we have answered all the questions, if not most of the questions. If there is anything that we have missed out, you can reach out to Zubin, and I'm sure Lakshmi will give appropriate response. If there is no further thing, we'll bring the meeting to the close.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you, shareholders, once again, on behalf of all of us in the board and all of us in TCL management.
Thank you, Ms. Ramnath and Mr. Lakshmi Narayan, for addressing the queries of the shareholders. In case the shareholders have any further queries, they may write to investor.relations@Tata Communications. We'll be happy to send suitable responses. The 15-minute period for e-voting is open. I request the shareholders who have not cast their votes to please cast them now. Thank you. Thank you very much.